today we got a jam-packed episode, really. I know we want to get into your charity, the Once Upon a Smile team, what you do, the amazing work you do really for children, and get into the partnership that Red Rock and yourselves are getting into with the fabulous K2 walk that Paul's taken on. The little hill, as described, So, excellent. So, firstly, could you just introduce yourself to the audience and let them know a bit more about yourself and the connection with Once Upon a Smile?
Definitely. So, I'm one of the proud co-founders of Once Upon a Smile. So in 2011, myself and my best mate Danny decided to create Once Upon a Smile. In a nutshell, two lads from Manchester, never having worked in a charity, never having a reason to offer bereavement support, decided to set up a charity and basically change the way bereaved families in Greater Manchester are supported. What could go wrong? Luckily, nothing. But and Danny's got a very personal story as to why he wanted to set up Once Upon a Smile. And we founded Once Upon a Smile, like I said, in 2011. And it's just been a great journey, really, and something that we're immensely proud of. With 14 years this year. Nice. And we've... obviously we've got some massive milestones, really, opening Sidley House, which I'm sure we'll go into a bit more in 2019, and just the amazing work, really. But my role in that is of co-founder.
Excellent. So from when you started till now, how's that journey been like, really? I'm sure you must have seen amazing stories from the beginning. But how's that journey been for you?
We've totally... up until about 2014, we were sort of going in this direction. In 2014, we drastically went this direction. And the reason for that, when we started, what Danny and I was asking is, there's a lot of support for families if somebody's dying. And then when that person dies, what is there? If a family have got young children, and they're falling behind on the rent or the utility bills or funeral payments at that time, or just general groceries, like who helps these families? Who supports them? And we were asking the question. What we were getting a lot was life insurance.
Okay.
Now, me personally, on a personal level, I had a heart operation when I was 3, so I can't get life insurance. So it got us thinking, some people might not be able to get it, like myself, or it's not something that they've ever considered, or something that they can afford. So if that's the case, who helps them? And the answer was nobody. So we had a good network between us. Danny and I are both actors. And
sure,
from
they
that,
can recognise the face.
And then from that, we've got like a good support network. And we thought, let's put our contacts into good use and let's create something and let's support these families after the death. And at the time, from 2011 to 2014, we were offering financial support and respite breaks. So we were paying rent arrears, funeral payments, groceries, and then we were providing respite breaks as well to send the family away for a weekend and just to regroup together. But we were taking referrals from hospitals and hospices and other charities. So if a hospice or a hospital referred to us, then we'd support that family. And that's kind of how we were protecting our money at the time and making sure that families being referred were legitimate as well. And in 2014, we realised we wasn't working with schools.
Yeah.
And we were saying it's probably schools that have the most contact with these families, really, other than, once the hospice, that person has died, that's kind of it for the hospice and the hospital. And so we started reaching out to schools and saying, look, we're here and this is what we do. And, if you have a pupil in school whose parent has died or sibling has died, you can refer them to us.
Excellent.
And actually, what happened was they started asking for counselling for the pupils. And it kind of bypassed the financial support and the respite break, which really shocked us, really. And we're asking for counselling. Now, what we knew at the time is we didn't want to offer counselling because we didn't want to become a clinical service.
Yeah.
What we wanted to offer was bereavement support for children, a non-clinical way for children to be able to grieve and understand the grief and express in a fun and safe way. So in 2014, we knew Kelly, who now heads up our bereavement services team. And we spoke to Kelly, who had previously founded a charity that was based in Wigan that offered children's bereavement support. And we just sort of said to Kelly, what you had is what we would really love to offer, at Once Upon a Smile. And would you be willing to come to Once Upon a Smile and bring what you had and create that within Once Upon a Smile? Which she did do. And then we began to offer children's bereavement support.
Nice.
And as soon as we went back to school to say, look, we're now offering children's bereavement support, when I said earlier, it went from there to there. It became our most requested support type.
You never knew that really from the get-go,
So when, obviously, we were doing it well and we were getting a lot of referrals through. And in about 2017, 18, we were thinking, at the time we were in Trafford Park and we shared a building with a security firm. And we'd be doing a session and security guards or whoever would be sort of trundling through with the big boots on. It weren't really much privacy. And when Danny and I first co-founded the charity, people thought we were mad because obviously we've never worked in a charity. And in 2016, 17, we decided we're going to build a children's bereavement centre. And people thought we were mad. And in a sense, we were, because we knew what we wanted, but we've never built a children's bereavement centre either. And we kind of knew what our vision was and what we were going to do. And we wanted, Greater Manchester didn't have one. So we wanted to create Greater Manchester's first dedicated children's bereavement centre. Nice. And it took a lot of work and a lot of sort of trying to get it from our brains out to sort of say, this is what we want to do and this is what we're going to create. And again, like I said, people thought we were mad, but we were looking for a building and it had to be right. The location had to be right for families to get to us. We had to have parking for, we couldn't do it in the city centre. It just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
We looked at a building in Altrincham, which strangely, a weird fact is, I got there, they said, the owner's going to show you around. When I got there, it was Kevin Keegan.
Really?
Kevin Keegan. Right, so he had like a soccer school centre place, and it was him. Wow. Like, it's Kevin Keegan.
What a surprise.
That's why they used him.
Yeah.
Good selling.
Good selling definitely. But on the way back, it took me ages.
Yeah.
It just took me ages. And I thought that it's not accessible to families. Yeah. And as a stroke of luck, we found the building that we're in now, which is obviously opposite the mighty Man United.
United fans across this podcast.
Let's keep that
quiet. And it's just so accessible. It's near the M60. You've got access points. We've got plenty of parking. The building's amazing. And we opened the doors to Sidley House in March 2019.
Nice.
Obviously, March 2020, we all know what happened. Yeah. So we managed to get the first 12 months, but we had to redevelop the centre. It wasn't what it is now. But we asked our children who we were supporting what they want. If we were to build a bereavement centre, what rooms do you want? What do you want in it? And so it's been designed by children of Once Upon a Smile.
Nice.
We've got a teens chill out room with a pool table tennis, and it's a bright, colourful place. Baking room, an arts and crafts room, a Lego room, a music room,
cinema
room, which is a fully immersive cinema room, which is thanks to a charity called Together for Cinema, that they came and redeveloped our cinema meeting room, and they donated that to us, and that was you guys have seen, it was finished 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So that's an incredible room.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. And you guys know, like the Sidley House, it's bright, it's colourful, it's, and it's not a sad place to work. Yes, we're supporting children that are experiencing bereavement, but it's a warm, fun, safe place for the children that we support.
I think that's what they need as well, really. Definitely. That escapism to where they can go into a warm, vibrant place and be a child again.
And it's making them feel comfortable, and it's expressing through play, expressing through their interests, because all the support that we provide is tailored to each individual young person that's referred to as, no two people grieve the same. You can have identical twins and they'll grieve differently. So the support that they need needs adapting to them and their needs, and that's exactly what we do. We've got a team of 5 bereavement support practitioners who are amazing and do amazing work. And then we've got Charlotte. So overall, we're a team of 7. but making a massive
Yeah,
difference in Greater Manchester.
100%. You can see it across social media, really. I think
Yeah.
it speaks for itself, the great work that you're doing.